I think in this episode, we should argue a little bit.
I don't argue. I'm right and you're wrong.
Okay, let's work with that. I believe that because of the changing times, RVs are becoming more necessary than just luxury for a lot of people. What do you think?
Necessary? Really?
Yes,
really?
necessary.
No. More part of the fabric, not necessary.
We're going to mince words, aren't we?
I think for about an hour, yes.
Let's go.
Welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about lightweight trailers, truck campers, and the people, places, and adventures that go along with them. We are your hosts from Princess Craft RV with the brand new logo. I'm Lindsay.
I'm PJ.
And I'm Clint. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just a reminder, you can always send us your questions or comments to questions@rvsmalltalk.com or just call and leave us a voice message at 1-512-843-1311.
What was that number again?
512-843-1311. Let us know what's on your mind. This is what I postulate. The work world and just the world that we live in now in 2021 has changed in some cases ever so slightly, in some cases more to the degree that people are finding RVs to be more necessary than just luxury items that they use for casual camping and trips. We always knew that there were full-timers out there, so they would consider their RVs necessary. But now we have a whole bunch of people that live and work differently. So to them, RVs have moved from just a luxury category into necessity. What do you think? Discuss.
Or they've always been necessary, but the number of people that they're necessary for is growing.
So is it only full-timers that are working?
I need a camper. I can tell you with our customers, if something goes awry or the trailer is a little late arriving or a lot late arriving, it is amazing how many people think that necessary is the definite word that they are using.
Right.
But really, has that become just our personalities? Or are they really necessary?
Well, and here's the deal. I will concede at the front end that necessary, if you're going to be an absolutist with definitions, is probably not going to apply. But I'm willing to play a little bit more in the gray area in this one. You should too. You're wearing all gray.
I should too. You're right.
Where have we seen big changes in the way people live and work and operate?
What really makes an RV necessary? I mean, really? Is it prickly pears?
Well, if you really want to chase the necessary word, then what in life is necessary?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you can chase that all you want. The word necessary itself is not necessary in the English language.
But
it's not needed.
If we're using necessary.
You don't need necessary.
So we're debating semantics.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. If you're going to say, what is necessary? Then we can go full Seinfeld on this.
Oh my God. What was that
That
voice?
was pretty impressive. So who would it be necessary for?
Well, we saw such a surge in medical professionals having to help out all over the country. So we created this whole entire mobile workforce in the past 2 years of nurses and technicians, medical professionals that were required to hit the road.
Okay, so that's necessary, but is it going to continue to be that word? Is it going to continue to be necessary?
I don't know.
I think once people figure out they can do it, they're going to do it more. I mean, not even just healthcare professionals, but like IT people and I mean, like everything, like so many jobs are online now, and it's not going to go back because it's easier this way.
Pandora's box.
That doesn't really make an RV a necessity, but if people want to go somewhere.
And again, this comes back to arguing the word necessity. And maybe we shouldn't use that word because it makes us break out into song every time we hear it.
Because we can't get Lindsay to quit singing.
However, we know for many people to live their modern lives, they need good transportation. And a lot of people will say, my good transportation is something more than a Honda Civic. Well, no, you probably don't need more than a Honda Civic. And yet we have so many more options, and we consider them necessary.
Well, people always think when they have something that's available that they ought to own that. So I think that's maybe if that's what you mean necessary, but the reality is maybe they become more useful, not necessarily more necessary. Okay. When you think about it, right now, 38% of the owners are Gen Z or millennials. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. That's over one third.
And you know what that is? That is also a significant portion of today's working age range. Whether they're working or not right now, that's a significant portion of the workforce. And they will be for the next 20, 30, maybe 40 years as well. And a lot of those people have moved into roles where, for at least for a short time, they've needed to be more mobile, particularly in healthcare, maybe infrastructure professionals. That area was hit hard as well. So people have had to become more mobile. We've run into people who inspect nuclear facilities, and they have been actually mobile for a long time. And a lot of these professions that were mobile or have become more mobile, they would always fly people around and put them up in hotels. And because of restrictions, the way people have to be more careful nowadays, or people are choosing to be more careful. And if I use the word choosing, then that negates the word necessary, obviously. However, people are choosing for their reasons to go the route of RVing. And once they make that choice to move forward with that choice,
then RVs, you need an RV to RV.
This is what I hear.
It's an RV is necessary to RV.
So if you're going to choose to do a mobile life where you are moving around the country or being remote, then suddenly RVing starts to move closer to that necessary category, because that's what makes it possible.
So not only jobs, but kids. Mm-hmm. Like, so many people aren't in traditional school anymore. So it's so easy for parents to say, I can work from anywhere. The kids can go to school from anywhere. Mm-hmm. So... Mm-hmm.
Right. So possibility
just mobile now. So an RV, if you want to be mobile, is necessary.
Right. So possibility has lent itself to life choices. And if you're going to actually jump in feet first into these life choices, then you might actually have to consider the platform, which might be a platform on wheels.
Okay. Well, I can buy that. And I do think it has become more useful, and it's become a more acceptable way to have an alternative lifestyle. But let's face it, it's still an alternative lifestyle because, according to some of the most recent stats in 2021, 74%, because I looked up some of this stuff knowing we were going to talk about it, 74% of the RVers say they use their RV to simply get away.
Okay. All right, let's explore that.
Do you know that 84% of statistics are made up on the spot?
Oh.
Saw that coming.
Do you know that 82% of the people who hear the Indeed commercial will remember it?
82?
And they'll know that guy lives with his mother. Haven't you heard that commercial?
Did you know?
Indeed, I haven't.
Indeed, you have not. You don't need Indeed.
1% of statisticians truly hate their jobs.
I can believe that.
I think you just made that up.
No, it's all from a song that I'm quoting.
Okay, so repeat that stat where you said that they're doing it. What's the reason? You said a certain percentage all still report that they are doing it just for leisure.
To get away.
Okay. Right.
So if they're doing it and I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of people out. I mean, we know them. We've talked to them. Mm-hmm. There are people out there who are living on the road who are simply enjoying the road. Right. And, maybe getting away is kind of, maybe if you're working on the road for a year, you are getting away. I mean, maybe it's all about what that means. Mm-hmm. But, if it's an occasional getaway, that still only means that a very small percentage of the people are living and working in their RV or using it for some sort of, I don't know.
What if
event?
What if necessary does not mean full timing? Or what if getting away is healthy? And the best way to get away during these times is not a cruise or an airplane. The best way to get away is to RV at nearby state parks, national parks, and things like that. What if healthy from a emotional...
You mean mental health is necessary? Now you're just talking crazy talk.
Now we are truly into semantic land.
No, we started way deeper than this.
Semantic land.
This is philosophical land.
Can I follow the yellow brick road?
So, you are going out more often with your Intec Terra. Mm-hmm. All right. And I believe it is done.
And how do you feel?
Yeah. How do you feel?
Well, today's been a bit stressful. Maybe I need to go away for a while.
I worked in your camper for half the day.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, it has become kind of necessary here because it has become an extra office for us.
But hasn't it proven itself in many respects to be good for your psychological and emotional health, relational health as well?
Your relationship.
Oh my gosh, this just is so deep.
Tell us all about it.
Hold on, let me go get this couch over here. You can sit on it.
I can lean back. But do you have a blanket? Is it heated?
It can be, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, if we're dreaming stuff up for you.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of families that have gone through a good year, almost 2 years now, of the world has been really closed in on them. Kids haven't had as many outlets. Parents, adults haven't had as many outlets. Even when you do go out, because restaurants are opening up and all that, things aren't getting there. And there's some trauma there. And I think that there's something about the fact that from the earliest time of human existence, the things that have been good for us in nature, that reset us, that do something for our psyche and our hearts and our emotions, that we find in quiet time under the stars or in the breeze or by a babbling brook, I think those things have always been there and they're still there. And people are needing those things. And RVs make it possible for families, modern families, to get healthy in some ways.
I don't disagree. That's the business that we're in. But I don't agree that it's necessary. I guess the thought of
why do you hate people so much?
It has become
Go stand in your front yard. Come on. You don't need an RV. Just walk around the block. Walk it off. Just walk it off.
And let me come back to this. I agree.
My gosh.
I agree. Necessary is we keep on hammering on this necessary word. It's not, if you're going to go by definition, if you're going to hammer that, then I started off with, I agree. Necessary is probably not the right word, but it's
fight.
But it's a good word to have the conversation on how things have moved it for so many households into a, no, I need this. And you get to make that call. And the world is going to say, now, is that a need or a want? Because we do this, I do this with my kids all the time, and they're like, it's a want. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I think it would be really good for you if I do come out to the backyard and push you on that swing, even though we just had this conversation and you're really delaying bath time and bedtime and all that. But gosh, you need it. And we as a dad and a kid, let's go ahead and let's get 5 more minutes. Is it necessary?
Hopefully you don't explain all of that to her because she's 6.
No, she explains it to me. I'm talking about my 3-year-old.
Oh.
You know my 6-year-old.
Yeah, she's going to read you that paragraph. Yeah, well, I guess, yes. Okay. If we're talking semantics, necessary, no. I mean, we have to have something to eat, to drink. We have to have enough water in our bodies. Shelter is always probably, you can live out under the stars, but shelter is kind of a need in most climates.
I've seen a lot of episodes of Naked and Afraid.
I know you have.
And shelter is
it is like the number one.
Yeah.
And then you look for food. It's like put the mask on yourself and then help your kids kind of thing.
Okay.
First things first. That's all. That's all. A little weird.
That didn't translate, but okay.
So, I mean, to me, do you need it? No, but is it really going to make you a nicer human, a happier human, a
coping human,
all around more functional human?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And
haven't we been saying that for years? I mean,
yes, but more people are coming around to it.
think of Desi and Lucy out there.
That about destroyed their marriage.
Yes. Oh, but it made a great movie. Okay.
So many rocks.
So many rocks.
Something else destroyed their marriage. But, when you think about that era.
What was it?
I have no idea. But something did. They got divorced.
Yeah. Poor Desi Jr.
Baby Diz.
Baby Diz.
Oh my gosh.
Baby Diz.
So, but that era, it was all about taking a vacation with the family. And I bet every one of those people would tell you, yeah, we do it. It's good for our family to get outdoors and, have some time together. And I mean, they'd say the same thing. And that was 60 years ago, 70?
Okay, so what about the other part of RVs being necessary, which we've heard a lot of from customers saying, yeah, they're buying it to take trips and travel here and there, but a lot of the reason why they're buying it is because they, when they go to this other state to see their family or when people come visit them, they don't want them all staying in their house and they don't want to be in hotel rooms. So is that considered a necessity? They're literally buying it to keep friends and family safe,
to visit people
from them or them safe from.
And I wonder if we hear that more because we're Texans. Like, don't you bring your Texans in my house?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
But I mean,
don't you bring your relatives in my house?
Well,
I heard it nonstop when COVID first started, and I hear it less now, but I still hear it all the time. Oh, what a great, yeah, we'll buy it. We'll take some vacations. But it's there.
Or they say my parents come and visit all the time and that'll give them a great place to stay when they're here.
Yeah.
So it's a extra bedroom for sure.
We definitely heard it even in the rental program where people were having us even deliver and set up rental trailers
in the rental program.
People's driveways just so grandparents could be near.
Safe. Yeah.
Safe or near, in particular around the holidays, which we're coming up on again.
So is that.
And again, if we're going to argue the word necessary, no, you don't actually have to visit family. You don't actually have to see family. However, if it's good for you and your family, then it's a way that makes it possible.
Yep, that's true. So all the ways that RVs are used now, whether it's a trailer, a truck camper, or whatever it is, I think it's fair to say that it has become more of a useful tool than it used to be. Instead of
a fun
simply
play luxury item,
a vacation luxury or a go hang out at the lake.
She's using air quotes, y'all.
Yeah, just it has changed maybe the perception of why don't we just get a travel trailer? A lot of those people may not have even thought about it. And with so many millennials and young people having trailers, it's just natural for them to think about, I have another tool of a way to configure my life.
Yeah.
Whereas someone my age is going to think, we'll go to Yellowstone,
Okay.
So
I must admit, I think I've mentioned this before. Before I worked at Princess Craft at all, it blew my mind whenever anyone around me said anything about RVs. I didn't grow up around RVs. My grandparents had a trailer, but I don't think I ever saw it move. It was behind the barn. I think they took trips I was just unaware of at this point. But other than that, RVs were not in my realm of thinking whatsoever until I was well into my 30s.
Well, I think I can say the same thing, except for I was well into my 40s when I bought Princess Craft. I didn't think about it. Yeah. I never thought, hey, I wish we could have a trailer.
But now, like what you just said, millennials and all that.
It's part of the fabric.
It's like you said, it's now this option that never so much was there. It's becoming a thing where everybody knows somebody who at least has rented one. Done some sort of a trip.
Hey, let's get together. Let's have this thing. Hey, we'll just rent some trailers.
And like you said, it's not just for the trip to the national park or the cross country family trip or anything like that. It is
complete lifestyle changes or just an option to change it.
Right. And I can see me using this to work from. I can see me using this to full time from, even if it's just for a year or two to tide me over till the next big kind of reset in my work life or something like that.
Yeah. Lots of reasons, whether it's permanent or temporary.
Right. And in the recent couple of decades, but certainly in the last 5-10 years, travel has become the way people have made businesses out of nothing. With all these YouTube and Instagram channels, the van life movement and all that, it's actually been the vehicle, the format of RVing has become the content.
Right.
And the content has become a career. That's wild.
We used to think that YouTube and shopping on the internet was the way people connected to RVs. Now, the number one vehicle is YouTube for them to figure out if they want to do it, what it's like. I mean, that's just the world now. And it's so different that they can see other people and what it's like. So it becomes very natural for them to say, yeah, I could do that. Maybe only for a week, maybe only a few days, or maybe I just want to rent one or whatever. So but it seems normalized.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if RVs are necessary, but YouTube sure is.
Yeah, I am 100% a YouTube learner.
There you go. There you go. Well, with so many young people in it now and so many different kinds of RVs, yeah, I'm really glad that I figured it out when I was like 40 something. Yeah. I had no idea. I would have missed the whole thing.
And I'm glad that you finally actually have one, so you're not having to just yank one off the sales lot and,
Kind of surreal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time.
RV. I know. I have a trailer. It's very cool.
You need to get some new boots on it, though.
Yeah.
Because the boots that are on it may not be made for walking any longer.
Well, maybe we'll do maintenance sometime soon. It is turning into wintertime. Maybe we need to talk about maintenance again. But not today.
Nope.
I'm talked out.
We haven't done a maintenance podcast in a while, have we?
We haven't. All right.
Okay. Well, that wraps it up for this episode. This banter, this Joe,
train wreck. Choo choo.
Come on, ride the train and ride it.
Have fun.
Oh my gosh.
That was weird, y'all.
Don't forget to go to your favorite app for listening to podcasts. And certainly Apple Podcasts is really the place to go, because if you rate and review there, that for some reason has the biggest effect on distribution for any podcast. So by helping us out with a great rating and a great review, more people will become our friends. And we need a few.
Make this podcast necessary.
And you can always go to rvsmalltalk.com to check out recent episodes from way long ago, show notes, and a few other shenanigans. And sometimes you say and you have nothing to follow.
And be sure to look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Clint looks so annoyed and it's funny.
Bye.